Yo, it's your boy Rush. I'm in the building promoting my side hustle, Rush Enterprise. If you're in the state of New Jersey, you need armed guards or unarmed guards, just give me a call on my business line, shoot me an email, or you can hit me up on the grams. Today I got a special guest. He go by the name of Phil Athlete. I think it's an incredible brand that he got on his YouTube channel. Y'all, let the people know who you were, give them the MO, and let them know what you about. You heard?
Hey man, it's the coach. It's the failed athlete, but that don't mean you got a fail in life, Coach KD. Man, I appreciate you for having me, Big Rush. First and foremost, what we trying to preach over there at my channel is, if you coming up with a bag, young men, watch your step. Watch your step. I try to give my perspective from an athlete's point of view, a former athlete. Some people might call us failed athletes and whatnot. If you didn't necessarily make it to that level. But I'm just here to let the people know that the people that's coming from my realm, and if you a man in general, young man in general, that is more than life than just athletics. You know what I'm saying? It's more than life than just dribbling the ball or catching balls. Pause, no diddy. It's more to life than that. You know what I mean? And just here to let the youngsters know that you got to believe in yourself and actually find yourself. An athlete dies two deaths. That first death, that athletic death and that real death. So, damn, what's going on, man? Hold on. My bad. So yeah, I'm there to just coach up the youngsters, man, and give my game and give my perspective. That's all, nothing too much.
Word up, word up. I appreciate you so much for coming through.
Yeah, no doubt.
I love your brand, man. Failed Athlete. I think it's genius that you came up with the name for your brand, Failed Athlete. And my first question for you is, does that stem from of you being a former athlete for like a league or university? And if so, give us the breakdown.
Definitely, man. Originally, I was a hooper. From start to finish, I was a hooper, man. My pops got me into basketball real early, about 5 years old. So that's what I was doing my whole life, my entire life. My senior year, I kind of got burnt out on basketball because of scholarship offers that I was getting. I felt like I should have been getting a lot more, but that's the young mindedness in me. You know what I mean? Looking back on it now, I could have did so much more to get to where I wanted to be. But the scholarship offers that I was getting for basketball, I wasn't too happy with. I had committed to a school my junior year called San Jose State out here in Northern California. But we used to joke around with the football players at my school, and we pretty much ran the school at the basketball team. I went to Compton Centennial. Shout out to Compton Centennial. Shout out to the hub. But what happened was, man, we got the popping shit and whatnot. And one day I went out there and watched my homie play some football, and they said, man, KD, you talk a lot of mess. Why don't you put these cleats on? Show us what you really got out here. So I end up doing the best corner. No real experience other than playing on the streets and playing as a kid. Happened to do that in front of the coach. And the coach, of course, he chewed out the cornerback. And, he took me to the side. He asked me, hey, man, where you going to school? I told him where I was going, San Jose State. He laughed in my face, like, you going there for a basketball team, for, a basketball school? That ain't shit. He said, I can get you to anywhere you want to go on this football field. You know what I mean? So we end up doing our research on him, and he ended up being exactly who he said he was. And, by the grace of God, those scholarships were coming in. A lot of the schools that I wanted to go to for basketball, they end up coming for football. Now, me being so fresh in the sport, I only played 1 year, only my senior year. That's my only experience I had other than a year of flag in middle school. But, all I had was that 1 year, and I had multiple scholarship offers. So I chose to go to UNLV out there in Vegas. They was throwing the ball at the time. I was a receiver, and I felt like me being so new in the game, me being so young, they're not really that good, so I don't have to worry about going to a big time school and getting lost in the mix, lost in the shuffle. they'll be able to work with me. They throw the ball, they'll be able to get me right. So that was pretty much my reasoning for stepping to UNLV. I ended up transferring after 2 years to Montana State. If anybody know anything about Montana State, that's a D1 AA powerhouse right there. So yeah, that's pretty much my story, man. I was a hooper. And then my senior year, I switched over to play basketball, man. It was a kind of a big deal in the hooping community. But yeah, I'm an AAU baby, man. That's really all I know. So that's where the name stems from. It stems from my background in athletics.
Powerful testimony, man. My second question for you would be, now when you made the transition of, kind of like leaving sports and finding a tangible career to accumulate like funds or whatever, did like how you explain like the second death and all that, that's like a real thing. Like when you stop
shout out to the Chronicles
ball,
of Judah. Not to cut you off, but shout out to the Chronicles of Judah. That's where I originally got that phrase. But go ahead, my bad.
Yeah. Like when you stop playing ball, right? That's like a sense of losing your identity. You know what I mean? So how did you make the transition of, leaving playing ball and making that transition of working like a 9 to 5 or whatever?
Brother Rush, I'm gonna keep it all the way real with you. Still trying to find my way after all of these years. It's a lot of mental health advocacy going on. At the time, you don't know you depressed. At the time, you don't know you down and you trying to get up out of a funk. And it's exactly what you said. You trying to figure out who you are. You trying to figure out your purpose, your meaning. And I'm still on the journey, man. So it's been jobs. It's been me getting in the education field and me just being able to give back to the youth and pour into the youth per se. But yeah, it took a while because as an athlete, you're looking for that big payday. You looking for them gigs that's going to be able to take care of your mama because that's what you always wanted to do. You wanted to buy your dad that whip if your dad was in your life. You wanted to take care of the family. So when that whole thing crumbles, it's like, damn, what do I do next? A lot of people don't know what to do next. That's why I advocate for, athletes seeking help right after, because it's like, damn, a lot of people get into coaching. I dibbled and dabbled into coaching, but my thing is I don't like to hold my tongue. That coaching game, it's a hierarchy and the good old boys still run it. So I had to figure out a way, well, what can I do to kind of put my name out there, put my word out there to where I can relate. And the youngsters who want to tap in with me, they could get the real. They ain't got to get the fake shit. They ain't got to get nothing sugar coated. They going to let you know that it's a dog eat dog world and it's a business at the end of the day. So as far as me, finding myself and making that transition, brother, I'm still transitioning, still trying to get into, different rooms, still exploring new financial opportunities. You know what I mean? And it hasn't been an easy journey, but I wouldn't change the journey for the world because, this helped mold me into the man that I am today. It's kind of like I kind of compare it to being like I don't want to cuss, but a bad bitch. It's kind of like you used to getting this attention. You used to getting this free stuff. You used to getting praise. You know what I mean? Everybody just own you all the time. And in the snap of a finger, it stops and it goes away. And you realize, damn, they never was really messing with me like that. It was only a select handful of people. And me, I'm not even the biggest of the biggest. You know what I'm saying? It's cats. I got homies that done fell from grace from the league. Now they back in the city of Compton. They dealing with that mentally. It messes you up mentally. So, you got to be strong. And yeah, man, it's just a day by day process, man. It's a day by day process, but we're looking for that big payday. So, things like real estate, wholesaling real estate, things like just ownership and businesses. If you're a former athlete, you looking for that big payday. Go ahead, man. I didn't mean to talk your ear off.
Nah. If you got more, man, keep going, man. I don't want to, you know what I mean? Disturb the flow, man. Keep going if you got more. I follow up with the next question. I now you okay. Now I know what you're talking about because when I worked at certain universities or whatever, I would see certain ball players. Like, you know how out of towners come through and play with the hometimers, right?
Mm-hmm.
These cats get treated like celebs, man. I mean, they got the groupies waiting on deck for them, parents that idolize some of these ball players or whatever. Like, yo, they get treated like real celebrities, man. And and to go cold turkey from that, yeah, there will be some type of psychological defect that come with that because you're so used to being treated so much like royalty. You know what I mean?
And it's dudes who done, man, they not here with us no more. They done took themselves out because they couldn't necessarily handle life after basketball, life after football. They couldn't handle it. They didn't know what to do with themselves. Some if you lucky enough to get to that pro level and have a great career at that level, you able to go into media. You able to make that transition. And recently with this podcast boom, with this internet boom, a lot of players have been able to showcase their talent to where they don't even have to worry about the big networks hiring them. A la the Shannon Sharps, Cam Newton, you know what I mean? Austin Rivers, these guys, yeah, they got little deals with the big networks, but they also doing their own thing. It's a blessing because we weren't able to do that. But yeah, man, going back to the point, a lot of them guys, sad to say, but they no longer with us. They couldn't take not being in that spotlight. They couldn't take, having to get a 9 to 5, or it was just too much for them. You know what I mean? And that's when the real questions come into play. Who am I? Again, going back to what's my purpose? I'm more than a basketball player. I was always more than a hooper. Hooping was just something that I did. Playing football on that field, that's just something that we did. And especially football, it's life or death. People don't understand. You step on that field, that could be the last time you step on that field. The same with the court. You know what I mean? So you give your life to that game, man. You give your life to that shit. And it's almost to a point to where that's your God. You worshiping that. So it's like when damn, my God done gave up on me. What do I do next?
Man, I mean, yo, like that's deep, man. You know what I mean? Yo, I don't know if you're a believer, but I myself, that's not a good thing to idolize something like that to that extent. You know what I mean?
Not at all.
Definitely not good for the soul. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I could understand, you know what I mean? I could relate, man, because you know what I'm saying? I've been in the mix as a shorty, you know what I mean? Got treated in a certain way coming up.
Mm-hmm.
So I could understand the level of notoriety and love and comfort you get from the public, man. You know what I mean? Because like I said, man, the joint was it was your sense of identity, man. And it's not good to put that as a idol like to that level. You know what I mean?
Hey man, what that book say? We're not supposed to be idol worshiping. We're not supposed to be idol worshiping.
Yeah, that's a fact, man. And I totally understand where you're coming from, man. Like most people don't understand the kind of pressure you guys deal with. Especially when everybody's rooting for you and you just want to be able to take care of your whole fam. You know what I mean? Because a lot of these heads that try to make it to the league or whatever, they be taking care of mad people, man. Like they be off their hinges, man. They be like, yo. Son taking care of his mother, aunt, sisters, nieces and all that. So it's like it's a lot of pressure to deal with when everything's on the line on you making the league or whatever. You know what I mean? Which is tough, man. But I can empathize athletes that go through that. You know what I mean?
The sad part is too, sometimes we put that pressure on ourselves and it don't even need to be put there. Yeah, your parents, they want what's best for you and they want you to succeed. But a lot of the times, that's as far as it goes. You know what I'm saying? They still gonna love you regardless if they really care about you, if they truly in your corner. You know, a lot of the times I get down on myself back in the day, and you know, I had a talk with my aunt, like, damn, aunt, you know, I feel like I let the family down. He like, man, you didn't let nobody down. You know what I mean? Who out of your family got that scholarship? Who out of your family went to school? Who took it as far as you took it? You know what I'm saying? And that's true. And maybe it was never meant for me to get to that level, and it was meant for me to do what I'm doing right now to be able to, you know, if the youngsters next up want to go that route, I can show them how to get there. I know exactly what I did wrong, you know what I'm saying, to be able to teach them the right route to go and the right things to do. And another thing we got to understand in that profession, in that realm, it's such a slender group of people that get to make it. It's such a slender group. And we perfect our crafts coming up as youngsters, right? We put in all of this work for some shit that's just not guaranteed, as opposed to maybe if we would have been carpenters or, you know, focusing on math and putting all our energy into these math camps and, you know what I'm saying, and all of this tech stuff. Maybe if we would have knew about that, but all our parents knew was hoop. The only way you're gonna get to college, to be able to get a good job, to be able to flourish in society, is through basketball or through football. So you can't blame the parents, but at the same time, I think a lot of athletes put a lot of pressure on themselves when that's, you know, and maybe your family do want you, they think you're gonna be the meal ticket. But, you know, luckily my family, they always been there. You know, they always you know, help me out when I'm in need and things of that nature. But I'm still chasing that. I'm still chasing that. Damn, I just want to take care of the people, take care of my folks. You know what I'm saying? I want to be the one to provide all of these things, and you know, I wanted to be the breadwinner for the fam. You know, so it's a tough task, but you got to be mentally strong, and it takes time. It takes time to realize you can be something outside of this.
Yeah, I totally agree with you on that. You know what I mean? You know, I myself, you know, I felt for the okie doke going to college and stuff like. Well, I I still am attending, you know, college or whatever because I'm in the OT program,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm talking as a shorty coming up. Like I felt for the okie doke going to school, thinking that, you know what I mean, it was the way to go. But
Yeah.
you know, college is a real scam. You know what I mean? Now that
Facts.
I'm older and I see a variety of things, because you know what I mean, I ain't got these gray hairs for nothing. You know what I mean? Like, yo, you could start off, you know what I mean, working as a longshoreman. You know what I mean? Niggas make mad dough,
Good
100
money.
bands
Great
up.
money.
Ain't about to get rid of taxes, so they money gonna be through the Richter scale. Know what I
Come on,
mean?
man. We didn't know that though. But go ahead,
Right,
go ahead. My bad.
right. And you know, like, you know, carpentry, you know what I mean? You could work your way up, you know what I mean? From from you know, the masonry joint going up to, you know, being a lead, and then, you know, in management. You know what I mean? These guys make good money, you
Yes,
know.
sir.
Uh uh electricians, plumbers, like these are all blue collar jobs that people look down on. But yo, these people are the backbone of this country, man.
Wouldn't be
Without these
nothing without
blue,
them. The truckers, you know
yeah,
what
the
I'm saying? The
truckers and
people
all that. You know what I mean?
really putting
We
in
are
that work. And the
what
thing is
on.
about guys in my field is we chasing we chasing basketball and football. Like, damn, well, I didn't make it to the NBA this go around. Let me keep training for a year. Guys get stuck in that cycle. They training 4, 5, 6 years after college, still trying to make this dream, still trying to make this pipe dream. When in reality, we could have been focused on that earlier, much earlier, to get things going. And that's another message of mine. Like, you know, it's the failed athlete. That don't mean you got to fail in life. Make sure, and it's so real what they say, because the OGs used to tell it to us, but they didn't give us no game on it. They wasn't really lacing us. They used to tell us you got to have a backup plan. We like, what does that mean? Like, don't tell me to have a backup. I'm going to the league. You can't tell me nothing. I'm trying to get to the league. But that's where I come in, and I really lace these youngsters that don't know, even though they got a good idea because the internet is right there. But you'll be surprised, some of them still don't know. It's opportunities out there, big time opportunities. Look at what I'm doing. I'll show them the YouTube checks. I'm like, look, I ain't even at 10K yet. You can do this. You can get on there, pop your shit, have a good little side hustle. You know what I'm saying? I seen what you was advertising, the security business. That's some boss shit. That's some bullshit. You could start off secure, being a security and get how the game go, collect that game, and then become your own boss. And now you cutting deals with these different venues who need security. You just divvying out the work. You know what I'm saying? Come on, you managing. Now you just parlaying different companies, different. That's hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. When you build up in that game. But a lot of us aren't told that. A lot and which leads to that depression. It leads to that mental anxiety, and it leads to people kicking in doors. How many athlete stories we seen of them guys turning to crime and turning to shit they really didn't have to do because they trying to collect that big bag. You know what I'm saying? So, man, I wish I would have got into some of this stuff a little bit earlier, but it's life, man. We keep it going day by day.
What is wrong? And a lot of people don't know when it comes to the NFL. Like, to me, and my thoughts on how they handle business is totally cutthroat. Like, any minor injury, any minor injury that you have, they already label you as a liability. Know what I mean? And it's hard to shake that off because I had when I lived in Georgia, I had a friend that played for the Patriots. You know what I mean? He lived across the street from me or whatever. And he would give me the breakdown on how the politics of the game go down. You know what I mean? Because he had a couple injuries. He was like, yo, man, it was hard for me to, get back my momentum because, once the word go out saying that, yo, you caught an injury, it's just they're not eager to give you a contract like that. But eventually he got put on or whatever and landed his contract again. You know what I mean? But that should show you, I could understand the pressure he was dealing with because he had a wife, kids, you know what I mean? A house, a mortgage to pay, the vehicles and all that. It's just like there's a lifestyle you got to keep up with. So it's just like I understood the pressure he was telling me because I'm seeing it, you know what I mean? For face value or whatever. So yeah, man, it's tough to put yourself through something and work so hard for something that's not even 100% guaranteed. You know
Facts, man. Facts, man. The average for the youngsters out there that's watching, if you just so happen to come across this video, man, it's the failed athlete. That don't mean you got a fail in life. I'm tapped in with Big Rush. Hey, listen, 3 years. The average NFL career, 3 years. That's it. We seen what was the old boy that used to play for the Rams? Todd Gurley. Todd Gurley. Man, this dude was out the league by 27, 26. Big time running back, big time player.
They don't manage that bread right, man, because you got to understand, right? When you traveling like that, each state you at, you got to pay their tax bracket. You know what I mean? So you might go to the city that charge you up, I'm embellishing, but I'm just using this for an example, like 40% for taxes, right? You go to another city, they might just charge you 5%. I know I'm embellishing, but I'm just using that for an example so, the youth can understand what I'm trying to explain. Yeah. So it's like, you got to stay on top of your bread too, man. Can't spend too much. You know what I mean? Can't knock up the wrong chick because in her mind, like, yo, you the meal ticket.
You the meal ticket.
She ready to milk that cow, you heard?
Hey, man. I look at guys, and that's what the channel, is all about, pointing out the Tyreek Hills, pointing out the Chad Ochocinco's, pointing out the Zion Williamsons, these guys who are making these drastic moves, PJ Washington with Brittany Renner. This is going to bleed you. This type of shit will bleed you dry.
My questions, man. Yo, my questions was dealing with that, but keep going.
No, that's gonna bleed you dry. You know what I'm saying? These dudes, because a lot of these cats is just AAU babies, the Zions of the world. People like that. They not really accustomed to dealing with those type of women or women in general. See, me, I was throughout my whole life, I was always dealing with women. I was pretty equipped to, talking to them. And so it never was really a surprise or where I was chasing them. That was my thing. I was chasing them. But as far as how these dudes are just completely new, Jalen Green getting pregnant by Drea, this shit will end you. It's gonna take the Tyreek Hills when it's all said and done. You see Cam Newton. I just dropped a video about Cam Newton the other day. Cam Newton said, I don't feel like I'm able to provide for my family like I used to because them NFL checks, they stopped. And Cam, he not everyday people broke. He not average people broke. He still got M's in the bank and whatnot, but he's just not able to do the things that we were saying.
Kids or some shit, yo. So that's a lot of bread, man, to take care of like a whole tribe like that.
Man, and then these different baby mamas, they gonna be wanting different. She getting 30 a month. Oh, I need 50 a month. She getting 50. Well, Tyreek, you got to give me 70. His career is over. So what's going to happen when he can't keep up? I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. You end up getting knocked out like Adrian Peterson fighting what was Le'Veon Bell. You remember that fight they had to get in the ring and fight for a little check.
Yeah.
That's what's going to happen because all of Adrian Peterson's money down the drain. We talking hundreds of millions of dollars. Antoine Walker spending money on Evelyn, spending money on his whole entourage. You got to be financially literate in this game because it's going to be all type of snakes, all type of leeches coming for you, man. They got their eye on you. That's why the whole world is focused on who? Travis Hunter, Liana Lene. We trying to warn them. We trying to let them know, hey, this ain't the lick. You don't want to do this, youngster, not this early. But they take it as hate. So, hey, let him do what he do. But I hate to be the one to say, I told you so, but it is what it is. We seen when Kobe passed. Kobe family died dead broke, man. Joe Jellybean Bryant, he went out broke selling Kobe's memorabilia. When Kobe passed, Vanessa got all of that fortune. Vanessa got that bread. Her family is straight. They taken care of. Kobe's family, that whole black family, they not seeing a damn dime.
Yo, that's sad to hear that, man. I'm quite sure his wife could have helped out, but I guess she's choosing not to help out that side of the family. I mean,
my thing is, I get the beefs. I get that Kobe wasn't necessarily rocking with his parents. I get that. Y'all didn't really have no speaking relationship when y'all was together. Cool. But let's not forget the reason why you even in this situation. Had it not been for Kobe Bryant and Kobe Bryant's parents laying up, doing what they do, raising up Kobe, it wouldn't be no Kobe and Vanessa. So at the very least, hey, how about you shoot them $1 million? How about you shoot them 1.5? I mean, what, you just got 500 M's. You got Kobe's whole fortune. Kobe was damn near a billionaire. You got that. You can't break them off with a few M's. The reason why this man is here, you can't look out for them and just call it a day. We don't have to be friends. We don't have to talk. Let me shoot y'all this bread, this one-time payment. Leave us alone. I would have respected that, and I get it. Women, they gonna be petty. They gonna do what you do, but that's why the selection means so much when you get to that level. And I'm not even necessarily talking about athletes at this point. I'm talking about guys like you, Rush, guys in your same line of business. That security business is very lucrative. You are a longshoreman. You're working at the oil fields and you done worked your way all the way up. There's lower level women who are going to be doing the same thing, looking to be getting you out the paint and getting you for your money. You got to be aware and you got to be wary of the people that you got around you on all fronts. Anybody that got dreams and aspirations of making some big money, got to have your hand on the swivel out here, period.
I totally agree with you on that. And my next question I have for you would be like, yo, what's your thoughts on Tyreek Hill getting finessed by his attorney? Like, he actually knocked her up. Now, do you think he fell for the okie doke on her cunningness to have him knock her up? Because she was supposed to be like on the Plan B type joint, right?
Well, Tyreek Hill, man, what I think about that situation personally is he just a fiend for them Latinas, man. That boy love him a Latina, and he's under the delusion that this is going to last forever. I don't even think she necessarily per se tried to trap him. I think he felt like she's a lawyer. If I have my kids with her, it's going to be good. She's wise, she's smart. I think he probably looking at it from that aspect. Like, if I do get her pregnant, I don't have nothing to worry about. When it's actually the complete opposite. She is smart. She is cunning. She's a lawyer. It's her job to lie professionally. She gets paid to do this. Big money. Lawyers will come in every day. Their client will tell them the truth and what really happened and say, okay, we're going to spin it like this. I can get you off like this. This is what she does. And so I just think, guys like that are a little bit willy-nilly and a little bit too loose. They lack discipline. And love him as a talent. Love him what he's able to do on that field. But one day it's going to come a day when he's not going to be able to do what he does on that field. And all of that money is going to come to an end. T.O., he got multiple baby mamas. That money came to an end. Now you're doing reality shows. Now you on TV. No bag is cutting it. Cam said it. And Cam's doing relatively well in the media right now. The bags don't come close to what they receiving every week in, week out. So it would behoove you to listen to videos like this and not do it, but people got to learn their own mistakes at the end of the day. I don't think she finessed him. Because he had already been doing that prior to her. So I don't think he got finessed in any way. I just think he probably was with it. He probably with it. But you ain't Nick Cannon. You ain't you ain't got money coming in constantly when this football stuff stop. You know what I mean? So, hey.
Well, I mean, if he invests his money and find another hustle other than playing football, he should be all right and, manage his money too, But as far as the attorney, if it goes left, it's not gonna be good for him, man, because she gonna figure out on how to juice you for all your bread.
She knows all the ins and outs. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just not. I hope it don't happen to him like that. But you know how the playbook work out, man. So yeah. I don't even need to get into detail with that. Now, my next question for you is, what's your thought on Cam Newton? Kind of like defending Joy Taylor off of the words of Whitlock, because Whitlock was saying inappropriate things about Shorty, and Cam kind of stepped in and said like, "Yo, that ain't cool." Yeah. Now, there's a word in the attribute I want to describe it, but I'm a fan of Cam, so I don't really want to say it like that. You heard?
Man, let's call it what it is. Big simp energy, man. Big simp energy by Cam.
Man, he was kind of simping. Word is born.
Most definitely. My thing is with that whole situation, I truly believe that Whitlock has been a strong critic of Cam his whole playing career. And Cam is finally at the position of where he like, well, I'm not making league money. No team is going to pick me back up. I might as well crash the hell out and go at Whitlock. He could have went at Whitlock without boosting up Joy Taylor. I said that in my video. You didn't have to boost up Joy Taylor because this woman don't want to be saved. This woman is a stomped down feminist. She already says that how she feel about men. She already expressed how she feel about men on multiple occasions. And she gonna use a man to get where she want to go. We seen what that was in that lawsuit when Joy Taylor allegedly, stated that that once she got to where she needed to be, she was gonna flip and say that old boy forced her into do some sexual things too. So Joy was walking around with her big girl pants on, like, I run this shit. I pretty much run this shit. So as far as Cam doing what he did, it was just completely unnecessary. And it made me think maybe Cam is smashing. Or maybe they got them a little relationship to where he feel like he got to jump off the cliff. Or maybe another thing is he's trying to get up there with the ratings because he feels like when it's all said and done, Joy Taylor is going to come out on top. So if I go ahead and hop on her side, if she's in a high position, she'll always remember when I stuck my neck out for her against Whitlock, because that's how this entertainment stuff go. But Cam not going to get to where he want to be without smashing on Joy Taylor, because that probably is going to come as a requirement. A woman like that, she get off to sexual dominance, and they not just going to let you at the top without going through no hoops, whether it be man-on-man action, man-on-female action. Ain't no telling what type of hoops he going to have to jump through to get to where he want to go in media. You know what I'm saying? In the entertainment industry. Even though football, it's all entertainment at the end of the day. But that's a whole different realm. We seen what type of stuff was being done at them parties. That's some Hollywood shit. You know, Hollywood stuff going on over there at Fox Sports Net. So maybe Cam was just doing a favor for a favor. I try to look into things a little bit deeper. And he fit, you know, he just took a bullet, like, let me go ahead and be called a simp. It is what it is. But at the end of the day, too, that could be who he really is. Cam done wifed up former strippers. Cam done did that. So it's not out of the realm of, you know, normacy for him to go off the bat for a woman like that. He's did it before. He's did it before. He got simp blood in him. He got that simp energy in him. So, you know, that ain't nothing to be like, well, damn, man, Cam, we thought you was something else. You been simping. Nah, if you pay attention to him, he been doing this shit the whole time.
Nah, word is born. Nah, that's a fact. And you know, it's just it makes more sense that he's doing that so he can get some type of leverage within the future with Shorty. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It is politics. You know what I mean?
It's big time politics.
Yeah. So when it comes to the media game, man, yo, it could. You gotta, I mean, with the, you know, music industry and media, you definitely got to politic with a lot of heads before you get to that bag. You know what I mean? So it would make sense that he's doing it not out of you know, being genuine and looking out for her, but he's really playing chess, staying ahead of the game so that he can get that alley-oop when it comes to get to the real bag. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Which makes sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, my next question for you would be like, yo, what's your thoughts on Bailey catching that you know, the accusation of him, you know, pressure Shorty to do the nasty? Now, do you think that's true?
Because
Bailey, you know, the white dude, the white old dude from ESPN.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah,
go ahead. Finish your question. Go ahead.
Yeah. Now, do you think he was pressing her because, you know, old boy done slid up in them drawers already?
You mean Skip Bayless?
Yeah, Skip Bayless. My bad.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, old boy, Shay said, you know, he slid up in them drawers. Now, do you think he was pressing her like, yo, just because he slid up in them drawers, like he should have, you know what I mean, the right to, you know, slide up in that joint too? So
definitely, man. Definitely. I think that Skip, you know, Skip he wants to run the plantation at the end of the day. And Shannon, he's more of a people person. He's more liked. Of course, he's more in shape. He's a Hall of Famer. Women are still throwing themselves at Shannon, whether that situation be true or not. Skip sees the type of love he gets, but he feels like he should be getting that. It's his show. Shannon's just a side piece. We seen the situation with Skip and Shannon when Skip shunned him, Skip sunned him, which pretty much led to the end of that show. When Skip talked down on him and he said, Tom Brady's way better than you. And he told Shannon, man, sit down or put your glasses on. This is my plantation. I run this shit. I'm big dog here. So it's a little bit of a penis envy. White men, you know, if we talking cuck energy, we talking taking seconds, like they like that stuff. They into that stuff. You know, they into, you know, to let the big black man let him bang out my girl and I'm a watch or I'm gonna go next. You know, it could be some of that energy going on up in there, or it could simply be Skip feeling entitled to her because Shannon had her. And he said, you know what, man, I don't need it for free. I'm gonna show you that I can do what Shannon could never do. I'm gonna throw 1.5 at you. I'm gonna talk with my bag because I know I can't talk with my Johnson. I know Shannon got me beat in that area. So let me go ahead and get seconds and throw this bag at you. But yeah, I most definitely think that Skip was pushing up on her. That's what type of stuff goes on in the workplace. You know, that's what type of stuff goes on in them type
I
of
ain't gonna,
environments in corporate. And that's nothing new. That's nothing new, man. This is the entertainment industry, just like the record industry. It's Hollywood at the end of the day. So it's gonna be a lot of weird shit going on. And Skip feeling like he top dog. You're not supposed to be telling me no. You let I know you seen the movie The Wood. He said you let Terry bone. Why you didn't let me? What you got going on with me? I can't get none. You let Shannon get some. So it's like, but Shannon is big time. Shannon is well received. Skip got that mindset and that mentality to where he kind of looking down on people, and you could feel that energy. Shannon just a natural people person. So if he really slid up in him, I wouldn't be surprised in the least bit. You know, I wouldn't be surprised. But as far as him actually trying her, yeah, I believe it's true, and I believe he really threw that bag at her. And she wasn't all that. It's just the fact that he couldn't have her, so he had to go ahead and throw that bag at her.
yo, I think that's crazy, man. And like you would think, like with all this Me Too movement or whatever, like he'll have some common sense on not to do something crazy like that. But my next question for you is like, old heads like Baisley or whatever, right? Like,
Mhm.
do you think they have a hard time adjusting into this new uh movement called the Me Too movement? Because this wasn't popping off in his day. You know what I mean? Like, the dude, if you top dog or whatever, you do your thing or whatever, like females and groupies and all that, they're well receptive on getting
Mhm.
bent over. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But because of this new movement, Me Too movement, this kind of like changed the whole game. Like, do you think because he's old, he has a hard time adjusting to the new wave? Talk to
Yeah,
me.
man. Definitely. You can't teach your old dog new tricks. And even though that stuff was mainstream and it was huge, it was a big Me Too movement, kind of died down for a little bit. You see that it's still going on, and you see women even taking part of it. They realize, okay, I could use this for my advantage, a la Joy Taylor. But I think people's true colors gonna come out, and it's gonna be hard to maintain. It's gonna be hard to maintain that animal. And Skip, he just let it out, not giving a damn, because a lot of the times they think it can never be me. I'm too big. I'm too powerful. She's not gonna tell. She's not gonna run her mouth. These guys get real comfortable. They get extremely comfortable in their positions, and they feel like they can do these things to women and get away with it. They feel like they can do these things to men and get away with it. And it's like you can't get away with this type of shit no more. People gonna come out. It's gonna be a lawsuit against you, and your reputation is gonna be forever tainted. Can Skip Bayless get through this? I mean, Skip Bayless was already done, in my opinion, before this thing came out. His media career was already over. Nobody was messing with him after Shannon left. So, in a crazy way, in a weird way, this is kind of putting Skip back in the forefront. So people might actually want to hear what he got to say now at this point. But nah, it doesn't surprise me. And yeah, I think that, older white gentleman like himself, he's for sure going to press the issue because, it's that good old perv, narrative. That old man gonna keep trying you. She said, Skip, you have a wife. Fake. Fugazi. My wife never meant, the wife didn't never mean nothing. He would bring her all on the show to try to, portray this certain facade about himself. Nah, we know how you get down behind closed doors. So yeah, man, I think it's harder for them older people to kind of learn what's going on because they stuck in their ways. It's hard to teach people new tricks, man, when you already been doing things for so long. You know, it's hard to just turn that off. Probably just felt like it would never come out and she would never say nothing.
I agree with you on that, man. That's just wow, man. You know me. You know I've been around, man, so I've seen a lot, man. Like, yo, this dude, these dudes that's in position, they might use that as leverage to press a check. You know what I mean, on some scumbag type joint, man. You know what I mean, and it's just, yo, that shit is just that's weird, man. But
It's
whatever.
crazy.
That's how these niggas move sometimes, man. You know what I mean,
Facts.
what is
Facts.
wrong? Now, my next question for you would be, okay, what's your thoughts on, okay, what's your thoughts on Coach Prime bringing in Brittany Renner to get them hip to the game on watch not to get finessed for their bread if they ever make it to the league. Now, do you think his team learned anything from that? And if so, give me the breakdown.
Now, I heard that Travis Hunter wasn't on the team around the time that he bought Brittany Renner there. So I really got to do my research on if Travis Hunter was at Jackson State at the time he brought Brittany Renner. I personally believe he was. He wasn't there?
Nah.
Okay. Because what my whole thing was he brought her there specifically for him because he knew what type of situation Travis was in. But okay, let's say he wasn't there. I feel like that's great. You gotta let these youngsters know how these women are really moving. And Brittany Renner, after she got PJ Washington pregnant. Now, she didn't do all her research in the state that he's in. He was able to win with the child support case. So she's not getting pretty much anything. She might be getting like 5 bands a month from an NBA player. So now all of a sudden she done went Muslim. She turned her whole life around because now she got to play the sympathy card and she's realizing that her antics didn't work. She told y'all, Brittany Renner, man, is a gem because she let athletes know, y'all stupid. Y'all some dummies. It's easy. It's easy to get pregnant by an athlete. Just do A, B, and C.
She actually proclaimed that in one of her videos, like
facts,
verbatim. Like, yo, if you ever want to trap a basketball player, just sleep with them. They never use condoms.
That's it.
Verbatim.
Verbatim.
Like, wow.
And she's not lying. The thing is, she's not lying. She's telling the truth. One of them got her pregnant. So I think that's great on Prime's part. And Prime is actually looking out for these kids' future. I've never seen a coach do anything like that. Coaches, a lot of the times, won't even touch on those type of issues. So, you know, people can have all of their critiques they want about Coach Prime.
My bad. I mean, sorry for interjecting so abruptly, but they probably don't expound on that with their team because they don't want the word to come around back to their wife preaching something like that. Because, you know, a lot of times, you know, they dudes that's married, man, like, yo, there's a certain image that they got to hold up. You know what I mean? So I could see why they wouldn't expound on that because, if, you know, their wife get the word on that, they're gonna catch hell at the house because really they don't run the crib. It be the wives run the things.
It be the wives
man.
that run it.
Yeah.
I understand that. But you have multiple people on that coaching staff. You don't have to be the one giving the speech. You can say exactly what you want to be said to one of your assistants and have your assistants go in there and take them punches from his wife because he got to do it. He got to do it. You give him instruction, he got to do it if you want your job, right? So my whole thing is, do you really give a damn about your players? Do you honestly care about your players? Because you're not letting them in on even if you don't say nothing to the whole team, because the whole team don't realistically have a shot of going to that next level to make that type of money. But now in college football, It's almost like you have to have this conversation. People getting paid big money in college. Somebody just got offered 4.5 M's to hit the transfer portal. These conversations are needed and necessary. You feel me? But the thing is, I question, and that's why I love my platform, because I'm calling out coaches all day, every day. It's nothing but politics. They don't give a shit about you. They never did. It's all about what you could do for them. So when people look down on the NIL and people getting paid now at this young age, they got a problem with it. Okay, you don't have a problem with those MLB youngsters getting 500, 600, 700 bands of contract to play in the minors. That was never an issue coming straight out of high school. But now when this sport is predominantly black brothers collecting this bread, now it's an issue all of a sudden. It's cool when they do it. It's a problem when I do it. Right? So let's really hop into it. Do you care? Do you give a damn about your players? Bring the ones who really gonna make this money and you know are gonna make this money to the side. Bring in a Brittany Renner, or just speak from the heart and let them know what it really is. But no coach does that because they don't really care. They just giving a damn about what you can do for them. They could care less if you go broke. So that's why I'm like, I could care less if a kid done made his name at Ohio State and Miami want to offer him 7 M's and leave Ohio State. Because the coach never gave a fuck about you to begin with. He's selling you dreams to begin with. You know what I mean? And I love where we're at in this college football era, man. I love what Prime has brought to the game. We can attribute a lot of this stuff to Coach Prime. You know what I mean? I think that's a great move, and people could say what they want. They could have their critiques, but nobody else is doing stuff like that. Nobody else is bringing in real life thoughts to give y'all real life stories about how you don't need to pick up on women like me. You don't need to talk to women like me because I'm just going to take you for all you got. She told you. She told there's women out there who are worse than me. Can you believe that? It's women out there who are worse than me. So y'all better keep your head on a swivel. Now, whether you want to take that is up to you. But that was really $1 million worth of game right there. Him bringing her in. So yeah, man, I respect it. I applaud it. And it seems genuine. Like, because, you know, a lot of people say it's Coach Prime. He doing all of this stuff for the cameras, you know, for the glitz and the glam. And maybe he is. Maybe a part of him
I don't think so, man. I think he's convicted to spread this knowledge to his team because he personally went through a nasty divorce with his wife.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
It had him suicidal.
Yeah. And it just sucks, man. Like you can't really express on how you really feel because, you know, you got kids with her. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
You know, if you move a certain way towards her, your son might be mad at you because of the way you're moving and all that because he's not empathetic towards your situation. Mm-hmm. He's always going to be empathetic with the mother. And that's just how that works, man, because the mother been around raising these kids, man. You know what I mean?
100%.
You out playing ball or whatever, which I commend you on. You know, you taking care of your family by playing ball, but in reality, if the wife is around like the way his ex-wife was around the kids, man, the kids, even if she was a complete monster towards those kids, they're gonna choose her side because she's been there. You know what I mean?
I agree. 100%. And that's why, like you said, it would have came off sour. He didn't want to do that to his son. Because at the end of the day, he loved his kids enough to respect their mama in public. Even after all she done did to him. And that's why you bring in a Brittany Renner. You gotta salute to coaches like that. And it's very rare, man. It's only a select few of these coaches who gonna be real with you, who gonna be upfront with you, man. That's what the failed athlete is about. They don't have your best interest. Tear your ACL, see how they really feel about you. Go ahead, my bad.
Word is born, man. Like, yo, Prime love those kids, man. Like, what he's doing is love for real. Cause, you know, like you said, man, other coaches they never really spread this kind of message towards the kid, man. And you know, dudes that deal with this kind of pressure taking care of, whole family, wife and all that. Like, nobody really empathizes on the kind of pressure they got to deal with, man. You know what I mean?
Nobody. Only the people who actually know it.
Right. And that's why, they might take crazy jobs or taking oaths. You know what I mean? And I want to get your perspective on Prime rocking a dress, man. Like what's your thoughts on that? Do you think that was an oath, or you know what I mean? Or it's just normal, he just did it for a check, whatever. Talk to me.
That boy trying to get us kicked off the tube. He trying to get us banned. Nah, man. Yeah, Prime took that oath, man. I think Prime took that oath. And we look at his fame right now, a great resurgence, man. Not to say that Prime wasn't who he was, but this second run has been monumental. This second run of fame. Yeah, man, it's all a part of the embarrassment ritual. They put all our athletes in them dresses. Only dude they couldn't really do it to was Kobe, but Kobe was wise beyond his years, so he went out in other ways. He did what he had to do for the program in other ways. I think he was a step or two higher than a lot of these guys in the craft, But yeah, man, Shaq, them put on that dress, Larry Johnson, Deion Sanders, ain't no different. When you in that realm of entertainment, you're going to have to get down with the get down. And it is what it is. And sometimes when he's praising God, I'm asking, which God are we talking about for real? But that's neither here nor there. I try not to. People are Deion crazed fans, man. He has a crazy fan base, but the truth is the truth. You can't get mad at Coach KD for being 100. He put the dress on. He got in front of millions of people. He got on your TV screen and put that dress on. That is what it is. While people were sitting there laughing at him, antagonizing him. And, to the eye, the common eye, it may just look like, well, Coach KD, he's just trying to get some money. He just having fun out there. Nah, it's patterns. It's oaths. It's stuff you got to do to get to that next level. And I'm not saying Coach Prime, I'm not saying Deion Sanders ain't always been famous. He ain't always had a name. But, man, this second time around, man, he been getting a lot of attention. He been getting a lot of fame, a lot of big-time endorsements. Aflac, you see him on all of these different commercials. Not to say that he wasn't on commercials back then, but I'm just saying, damn, this second resurgence it might be bigger than the first time around he was famous. He might be more popular now than he was the first time around.
I don't know, man. Like, Deion was pretty famous back then, bro.
I'm not saying he wasn't. I was around for that. I was a little youngster.
Yeah.
But
he's probably more famous now due because of social media. You know what I mean? Because we didn't have social media coming up as a shorty. So it was really like either TV, magazines. Those were our kind of like social media right there. You know what I mean?
So I think he's in that craft, and I think he took that oath. But at the same time, that's beneath the surface. If we talking surface level, great coach, doing great things, a great motivational speaker, an amazing recruiter, and able to change around the program. Speaks for itself. He changed Jackson State. Took them to some winners. They just won the bowl game this past year. That was Deion's hire that won that. That was Deion who set the tone over there. Look what he did for Colorado this year. They came out hot last year, lost their games, turned these into some winners. Turn them into some winners. So I'll never take credit where credit is due. He let them shine. He let them be who it is. You wouldn't have a Travis Hunter without a Deion Sanders, because no white coach in America is allowing Travis Hunter to play both sides of the ball like that, is allowing him to play that much. They not allowing that. So, yeah, in one sense, he took the oath, he did what he did, but like I said, that's beneath the surface. That's deeper than most people can comprehend. On some surface shit, Can't take nothing away from the dude. Can't take nothing away from Prime.
Yeah, I totally agree with you on that, man. You know, just like I said before, man, he has a strong sense of love for his team with those kids, man. Like the things he does, he goes beyond his way to look out for the team. On top of that, you know, the C's on there too. So it's just like, it's just brings up the empathy towards his team to another level. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
This be my last question for you, man. Now, I mean, I ain't trying to hold you up, but your thoughts on women like Lozada, Evelyn Lozada,
Evelyn
right?
Lozada.
Like, you know, she basically made a career divorcing wealthy athletes. What are some of the things that, you know, these athletes make when they link up with you know, a shorty like Lozada? Talk to me.
I think what people got to do, you know, I can't tell you what to do with your business. You know, do what you do. But you can't allow a woman like that to catch you up. You can't allow women like that to uh you can't take women like that serious. If you're gonna have your fun with them, have your fun with them. Be careful with that because they're trying to trap you. A great example I will point to is Derek Jeter. Derek Jeter, big time money maker. Big time money, big time endorsements, big time contracts. Shout out to Derek Jeter. Take that Derek Jeter method. Derek Jeter stayed single throughout his entire baseball career. Yeah, he went on dates here and there. Yeah, you heard about him in little flings and little situationships, but he never took a woman serious. He never got married to no woman. He never got in no real relationship until his career was over. He able to see, I mean, they know who he is at the end of the day, but he was able to focus on his career. He's able to keep all of his money. That money's not going nowhere. And he's probably realized, okay, I don't necessarily need a wife at this point. Maybe if I want to get a woman to have some kids with, I can be okay with maybe paying child support because that's how the game goes. You're not going to stay with her forever. Look what Shani said about Shaq. I never was in love with you. I never loved you. I just loved what you could do for me. So the people that's getting caught up with Evelyn, those type of women of the world, I told you, they haven't had no real success with women outside of their respective sports. They didn't start getting women until they came up. That's how they are able to finesse these youngsters. These dudes have been playing sports their whole life. They wasn't going out on the weekends. They were socially awkward when it came to the girls at their school. They were just known for sports. And that's how these cats get caught up. And so in order not to do that, you got to look at examples of men who really parlayed their career and did great things in their career because they didn't have no real distractions. Imagine if Shaq didn't have those distractions, a lot of them arguments, a lot of that infidelity. You getting caught up with shit you shouldn't be caught up with because you shouldn't even be with her in the first place. She don't like you in the first place. She never liked you. Derek Jeter realized, hey, none of these hoes like me for me. They like what I can do for them. So you know what? Let me do for self. Let me better myself. Let me keep myself at my A game to where I'm able to accumulate as much as I want, and then I can have any woman I want at the end of the day. Derek Jeter's not hurting for no woman. It never, you know what I mean? From the start of his career to the end of his career, he's not hurting. Women want him probably more right now at this age than they wanted him when he first got into the league. So it's like we got to be smarter. We got to be smarter as men, not just athletes, but as men. And it sucks because we love the fun ones. We love the Evelyns. You know what I'm saying? We do, but we got to make that distinction. She's not here for the long haul.
But women like that is definitely a snare. Yeah, like, You know, in her prime, yeah, real attractive. You know, probably cool to be around with, but really, whole time, you know what I mean, you to pray. Like you think you had her, but really you to pray
You to
because
pray.
as soon as you knock her out, yo, game is over, man. Know what I mean?
It's a wrap.
She gonna, you just a retirement plan, man. You know what I
Hey,
mean?
big time
What is
retirement
going?
plan. Drea, the same type of woman, man. You know, she jumped from athlete to athlete to athlete, and she got her a young one. She got her a young one, and she gonna be taken care of for the rest of her life. So if dudes are completely cool with taking care of a woman for the rest of their life, have at it. Because a lot of the times when we give our real critiques, it's hating. These niggas, they hating on me because they can't get a chick like Dre. All right.
I be saying to myself, man, ain't no sense of pride. Like, you got hustled, my nigga. Like, I'll be, if I got hustled like that, nigga, I'll be like going crazy, my nigga.
What I be thinking is once they get to that certain level, I think they feel like dealing with them type of chicks is regular. You couldn't give me no bag like that. I'm overseas with it. I'm dealing with some chicks that the next man that I know that I'm gonna see in passing because I know we in the same industry done had. And now I'm wifing her. She done did all type of nefarious acts with the homie, a cat who I know. But now I'm invested in this woman. Come on, man. It's a crazy game, which lets me know y'all ain't never really had no game. You never really did this. You don't have no experience when it comes to women because no real one would ever find themselves in this position unless it's just an ultimate slip up while having fun. You had a drunk night, you faded and you bust in Evelyn and she got your kids. And you shouldn't be with her. You still shouldn't even be with her after that. Just do for your kids. But nah, these dudes, they wife these women. They get seriously involved with these women and they be expecting them to change. They think they can be the ones to change these women. You out your damn mind, man. Don't change her. Let her be her.
Yo, a bird is always going to be a bird, man. Yo, if a chick is from the streets, man, you wife her up, she will always return back to the streets. Shout out to my man AQ, man. That's a powerful line from my man. He a content creator too, man. Like, yo, that's some real shit. Like, yo, she from the streets, man. You wife her up, she's gonna always go back to the streets, my nigga.
That's real.
Stay sucker free, man. Because you know, a lot of times, dude can't really discern on when a chick is, playing them. I mean, like, these women are very cunning, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? And they seduction, on point. You know what I mean? So you gotta, like you said, man, keep that head on the swivel, man.
Yeah.
Try to
Don't play them games
free.
if you're not ready for them games, man.
Man, I mean, it's a dirty game. We all playing it, man. A man, even if you give a man good advice, man, he's still gonna do what he gonna do.
Fact.
But at least my conscience is clear. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And that's why I'm here, man. That's why I'm here. Appreciate you though, big dog, for having me. Thank you for having me,
through, man.
Yes, sir.
Any last words for the people before we sign out?
Hey, man, y'all can go tap into the channel. It's the Failed Athlete, man. Y'all make sure y'all give Rush some love. Subscribe to his channel. He doing big things over here. Giving people a platform to tell their stories and do their thing, along with growing his business. So y'all make sure y'all show him some love because I wouldn't even be able to be here to say what I had to say without him. So thank you, man, for having me. If y'all want to go tap into the Failed Athlete, feel free. It's the Failed Athlete. That don't mean you got a felon life. My Cash App over there. If y'all want to tap in. Failed Athlete 127. Hey, we here, man. It's nothing but love. Thank you.
Thank you. It's your boy Russ getting ready to sign out. Seek wisdom, practice humility, and always remain sucker free. You heard? I'm out. Yo, Coach KD, man, thank you again, brother. I'll catch you in the flip. One.
Yes, sir.